Oh, Marty! You know, one of these days, Tux is going to get tired of that. He is. Oh, that's just Morrison. He got a little caught up on the stairs coming up. I'll lift you up, Tux. Good morning, Morris. Come on, Tux. Come on, bud. Come on, Tux. Let's come up. Come on, buddy. Come on. Good boy. It's better on your tummy if I don't have to lift. Good boy. Go over here, man. It's okay. It's just Morris. Morris is not that mean old Marty. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Well, I think we survived last night. Some places down east had, they say it's 1,000-year record rainfall, over 18 inches, some places 19. Wow, just wow. Let's see what our rain gauge says. Alrighty, it says 4 inches. Yep, that's 4 inches, baby. It's pretty significant rain. I mean, it rained, and it rained some more. This guy's leaning a bit now. This guy says 5 inches. I don't know how we got different. Might have been the way it was leaning, some drip in there. I don't think Tempest said we had that much, but Tempest was well on its way to 4 the last time I looked. So I think it's safe to say we had 4 inches here at the house at least. Like I said, I don't know why that one, here, let me press it in a little farther, leaned in. It might have had some drip. I suspect it had some drip. So we're wet. We are wet out here today. It is currently not raining. I'm just emptying some things over here so we don't get mosquitoes. It's not out of the realm of possibility we could have a sprinkle this morning, but we're not expecting any additional significant rainfall today. So we're getting ready to go walk, and I'm going to do my normal Tuesday activities today. There was quite a few roads blocked and trees down last night in Fuquay. People without power even still this morning. So I guess we got really lucky here. Yeah, I guess we got really lucky. Oh, there's a small tree limb down. I thought at 3:30 a.m. I heard something loud, like maybe a tree, but the cat was still on the bed and Dawn was still sound asleep. So I figured I must have just dreamed it. And so far this morning I've not noticed anything significant out here down. I mean, I expect some leaf debris and some, you know, obviously some clumps of some leaf debris and some small branches as be expected after rain like we had last night and yesterday. Johnny said he was surviving the rain at school. It was just quite inconvenient. Last I talked to him, he was headed to the student union to do homework and get some dinner, and he was getting his backpack with his computer and stuff rain ready with I don't know what he was using, but he was getting it rain ready. So the squirrels keep on coming over here and doing this to the pine cones. And then sometimes they're leaving the pine cones in my fountain. So I have to come out in the morning and clean the fountain out a little bit. Last night was particularly bad. And it's got enough water. Okay, here's the rest of my guys. Since I got to get out of here for shopping and stuff, I can't spend too much time out here cleaning up this morning. Although this branch in with my Japanese maple has got to go. It's a nice thing when you live in the woods. You just throw it in the woods. Is he stuck or has he got water in him? I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with the camera this morning. Now, We'll get over here with the Ego next time I blow the driveway and make sure I knock some of that off of the shed. That's not how we'd like to leave it. Alright, so no water, just didn't come up quite as expected. Probably had to do with how it went down in the rain. Okay. Keep moving, Marianne. Keep moving. I told Don he's got to reset the stake, maybe with one of the longer ones down below. Try to pull this back up today. Went in the house and I see where the problem with the tree is now. It's up here in these people's backyard. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow, it took out their swing set. I knew I heard something at 3:30. It looks like it stopped short of damaging the house. That is one big tree. It took the swing sets underneath the top of the tree. Wow. Okay, so I did hear something at 3:30. This tree is, for all intents and purposes, right on the property line. It's close. Up here where the chair is actually just over the property line. So it's close. Well, I'm very glad to see that it does not look like it in any way damaged the actual structure of the house. Let me zoom in. Yeah, well, with Dawn not waking up and nighttime not alerting me that there was an issue, and I didn't want to be awake for the rest of the night, I told myself, go back to sleep. You can't do anything about it at 3:30 anyway. If there's no rain coming into the house, it's not on the house. There's no emergency. Wow. I was not trying to get you guys to go up the hill. I can't pick up Morris and carry him back, but I'll take Stripe with me because, Hi Morris, I'm not after you. You come on back, buddy, all right? I'm not after you. Yeah, there's a small limb here, but again, that's not... Come on, bud. Oh, going up to inspect the tree put me a little behind, but I just had to go look. Well, it bothered me that I didn't know where that noise was. There were a lot of trees down last night. I really don't know what would have taken that tree down, but we had a lot of wind last night. Not anything really over the 35 to 45 mile an hour, but when the ground is 100% saturated, that's what happens. There's my gray girl. Hi. There's my gray girl. Hi, honey. This is basically behind us, and there's a big tree limb down over there too. Well, I heard about tree limbs down all over house. Don was just asking me, did we really have that much wind overnight? And well, I would say probably no, but a 45 mile an hour gust, even one. And, you know, the ground being as saturated as it was is enough to bring a tree down. But there was no indication that tree wasn't healthy. Really not. Maybe too many trees grown together at the base kept it from being as secure to the ground as it would be. Those big pines, it usually takes, and the little loblollies, they come down if you sneeze on them. But the big tree like that, that is not expected. Let's just say, oh, there was a little tree cut right there at the edge of the thing. There were a lot of people without power right up here at 401 and Bowling Road where the new school is. A tree came down across the road and had 401 closed for a while, and the people were without power. It took out power lines. And then also on 55 headed toward Andrew, they had a tree down and 55 was closed for a bit. So emergency crews, they were pretty busy last night trying to warn people about, you know, trees across the road in the dark. But it was somewhere just in that direction. So, I don't know. We're grateful not to have woke up to a tree on the house this morning. On top of Ruby, I'm sure that I really couldn't have handled that very well.
It's kind of soggy out here. That rain, we got gobs of water everywhere.
So the rain gauge up top said a little over 4, and the one on the bottom I think had something drain into it, and it said 5.
Yeah. So the 4.
It was bent sideways. It went over in the wind. It got a little heavy. The cats bumped it. I didn't do a good job with it. That one wasn't accurate. I need to look and see what Tempest said, but of course we didn't get out there and empty it right at midnight, so anything that came after midnight wouldn't be in the reading. So it doesn't have to be 100% accurate to 4 inches to be correct, because we did have rain after midnight too. We were just making sure we knew the name and phone number of the guy that took out the big tulip poplar in the front yard. I thank God after every storm that tree could have come down, that he took what I said with the right level of importance and finances, and got that tree out of there. It's not that I wanted the tree gone, it was I didn't want the tree on the house. And while there are others,
Lots of others, that
was the most concerning one to me. So, and it was leaning. I mean, it was giving us fair warning that it was coming. Yeah, those people up the hill from us, I don't think they've been there more than a year. And all the
tree, I hadn't noticed that tree leaning.
Right, that tree was a totally healthy tree as far as we knew. There was never not a thought one about that tree not being stable. I feel for him. Like Don said, that tree's so big, it's not like a guy with a couple of little chainsaws can take it out. It needs a serious chainsaw. The Ego Electric would not be the right saw for the job for that.
Nope.
It says a Cadillac. I'm wondering if this is the Lyric. I think we saw one at a Drive Electric event last year. But I see a little blue. Yep, it's a Lyric. You know, Donnie, I'm getting really good at huh?
Fancy electric cars. My girl spots them.
Oh, they're inside too.
Well, it's very cool.
I thought maybe we activated Sentry mode or something, but
yeah, you can hear them.
Yep, you can hear the whir of the electric motor too. All right, well, we've seen our first Lyric in the wild that we know about. We saw one last year at a Drive Electric event, but
isn't that a pretty pricey car?
Donnie, it's a Cadillac. I don't know.
No, I don't mean like that. Isn't that like a stupid price, like $300,000?
No, I don't think so. I'll go Google it. No, I haven't heard that. I don't remember that. Doesn't sound right to me. But I mean, it is a Cadillac, so I'm sure it's not selling for pennies.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
Being a Cadillac girl from the past, I'm sure it's not selling for pennies. Okay, Deacon Jones Cadillac. I think it's a local dealer.
It is.
Sale price is $51,715. It actually says sale price. MSRP $59,215. So it's slightly more expensive than a Model Y. And they're giving it away. So I'm sorry, but that's how they sell these other electric cars. They Tesla haters,
Yeah.
or they give them away.
That's right.
In a lot of cases, not all. I'm exaggerating, but seriously, people are driving around, willing to drive around with these other cars that don't have NACS and don't have the full supercharger network yet, because they're that cheap to purchase. Honey, I am really angry and disappointed with people. I mean, really, you got this nice basketball court and that's the best you can do. Now, I will say the trash can's pretty full this morning, but that's probably because he didn't empty it in the pouring down rain yesterday, and I don't blame him. He didn't need to empty it in a storm. He can come empty it this morning, though.
Yeah, he should be by shortly.
We found the bag too, which is good because we didn't have one today, and that's more than we can pick up without several trips by hand across the court. I saw 4 bluebirds here on the fence rail. They tend to stay together as families. It's nice. Glad to see them thriving. They're cute. Very cute. Sorry to disturb you guys. I won't hurt you, I promise. We're on our second pogo lap. That's all we've got time for today. Yeah, I think all I was really trying to say was, as brand enthusiasts, you know, that person may have driven a Cadillac before that one and was willing to drive electric, which is fantastic. But I'm not hearing any other automakers putting out earnings reports on the periphery of what Dawn plays that I listen to in the background while I'm cooking and playing Lego. Our electric vehicle line is bringing in so much revenue. We're making gangbuster profits off of every one we sell. It's all the other way around. We're not selling them for a profit. It's dragging us down.
Well, if I was
they ain't putting them up for sale for no reason.
right. Well, it's just, you know, I had a friend of mine's son, adult son, bought a Mach-E versus a Model Y. Oh, look at the little turtle. Oh. Give you a little scale. He's a little bitty guy. I'm going to put him over here and get him out of that.
Yeah, in the same direction he's going. Nuh-uh, you got to keep him pointed in the same direction.
He's heading to the street.
Well, but you can't. Not supposed to turn him around. I don't know. Yes, a friend's son bought a Mach-E instead of a Y.
I didn't get it too far into it, but I'm pretty confident that he got it basically because the Ford dealer is pretty much giving them away. I mean, it also gets that $7,500 discount. I mean, you're basically crazy not to go visit your local legacy car dealer and just throw out some stupid offer. I'll give you $30,000 for it, and they'll probably say, "Please God, take it."
Yeah, well, they didn't really want to sell them in the first place, and well, I'm just trying not to get myself. Here comes another white Y in the parking lot coming around up here.
Yeah, like I said, all the dealers were told, you will take in number of these electric vehicles, or you will not remain a dealer. So the dealer had to eat them. So they're just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's hard to say on that ad. I don't know. Kyle would remember. I don't know what they were when they first came out, the lyric. But, you know, is it one of those where... There's the Y. Oh, and it's a performance Y, Donnie. Don't get confused. We've been starting to see a few more performance Ys lately. I think that's probably has to do with... they're backing in over there. That probably has to do with the price really coming down. I waved at Derek, the guy that does the trash for the town. You know, the performance Y now costs less than the standard Y used to cost. So why not get the I'm sure it's an easier sell for the husband on the wife for let's get the performance.
I haven't kept up. I don't know which ones qualify for the discount, the $7,500, or I don't know. But that probably plays into the equation.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, this is the house with the tree down. It missed the shed, and I am relieved to say you can go forward now that they had moved the swing set from where it was the last time I walked up the hill, and it's over here on this corner, and it did not get pummeled.
Well, I thought it was a pine tree that came down.
It's a big pine tree, and there's several other small trees that it took out when it came. Yeah, there's several other small trees. So the swing set wasn't demolished. I don't know what else is under the tree, but maybe a kiddie pool or something. They had several small kids things out there, but they had moved the swing set, so phew. I sure do love you.
I love you too.
Yep, you have a good time while I'm gone, and
yeah.
I will, thanks for walking with me. It did start sprinkling. It's even sprinkling right this minute, but just little bits. And I'll see you this afternoon.
Yep, sounds good. Kiss, kiss.
My tire pressure light is on, so I've turned around. It's 10:31, and it takes me about 30 minutes to get there, so I'm pushing it now. I don't know if Don didn't put air in, or if there's something wrong with the one of the tires. We'll figure it out. Either residual, because they're... Okay. Well, they're all measuring 41 on the Tesla app. It could be residual. The left driver's side front is the one that went yellow when we drove her 2 days ago.
Right.
So I can do a reboot too. Don said they're all 41 or more. And they all look good. He's not seeing any problems. And there is a yellow on the app under controls under the tire PSI. So I think that's why I'm seeing the yellow triangle here. I don't think it's for another reason. And the car's not giving me any other stuff. I don't understand. Used to be over here, I would see the yellow and be able to press it and it would tell me what was wrong. And the last 2 times we've gotten the yellow, there's nothing for me to press that I can tell what the alert is for. So I'm not happy about that. I didn't see it under the service button here. And, you know, where am I allowed to see what the notification is for inside the car now? So, yeah, it used to be up there and I'd press on it and then it would show me. Because trust me, I've had enough flat tires. I know that is for, typically is for a tire issue. And I have had a couple of other alerts, you know, in the 7 years we've been driving Ruby here. But, okay, it went away. Well, like I told Don, and it did start raining more, and I appreciate him coming back out and checking them for me. I wasn't going to keep on driving with an alert when I hadn't even left the neighborhood yet, even though I'm going to be technically late now. So, you know, it just would have been foolhardy to continue on, in my opinion. So, it's not nice out here right now. There's no sun and it's raining. I don't like it. I love the rain. I enjoyed hearing the rain yesterday. I loved working on my Lego in the kitchen with the rain in the background. I really did. I just don't like rain on shopping days. And plus it rained all day yesterday, so some sunshine today would be appreciated. So I guess a little bit of a pro tip here would be, if the tire pressure light comes on and you put up and fill air in the tires, you probably should also take the car for a couple mile drive and make sure the TPMS updates the car and the app with the new correct tire pressure so that the little light goes away. I know that it takes, you know, a short amount of driving each time you get in the car, actually, for the car to know what the new reading is versus what it was when you parked the car. And yeah, to clear that out, you just kind of probably need to take the car for a short drive, which Don would have done if he'd have realized it was going to come on this morning, and it was Tuesday morning. And, you know, if I'd just been headed to Guardian Angel with Michelle, I'd have probably been tempted to keep on going. I get a flat tire over there in that parking lot, and Don can do something about it there, not to mention the Discount Tire's almost walkable from the Guardian Angel parking lot now. But, you know, taking off for the day, going up to Apex Cary, 30 minutes away from the house, that's a little different. There's no good place to change a tire along the side of the road over here. Just saying that being limited to exactly the speed limit for a FSD maximum because of the rain sucks. Let me just say that. I don't think that's Tesla doing that to us. I think that's government regulation doing that to us. But really, honest to God, we've been driving with AP and FSD for a long time, and the rain doesn't cause half the issue people seem to think it does. I mean, Don's been in pouring down rain where we couldn't see the road, and FSD kept us safe. So, yeah, it's just, I'm annoyed. Well, now it's let me go higher. I asked it and it told me no, and now it's up a little bit. Yeah, so Tempest says 3.64 inches yesterday and 0.55 so far today. And I think we're getting just a little more rain than they told us last night. I don't know what happened. It stalled out. It didn't keep on plowing north. I don't know. But that lines up with the 4-ish inches I saw in the top rain gauge. I'm done with my PEMF treatment. I got here 3 or 4 minutes late. Was the best I could do. I just had Janice treat my lower back today. I have water on my glasses, maybe just a little bit. It's raining out there right now. Yeah, my back has really been bothering me. And kind of clicky and just not good feeling when I move certain ways. I really hope the treatment today help reduce the inflammation and make it a little better, because I feel strongly without the PEMF over the last couple of years, I would have ended up tried to be convinced to have back stabilization surgery, and I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I don't ever want to have a surgery again. I don't want it. So trying to behave a little bit here with things that I do that might cause issues and get it back to feeling a little better again. Anyway, I'm off to there's a black Model X. I am off to Guardian Angel. Can I please have a good parking space today in the rain? Please. I was able to park down on the end, so that was helpful since it's raining pretty good. They've rearranged everything up front, and it's looking really nice. They have some really nice trivets. Bermudiana, I guess that's the kind of lily. They're made in England. I can't quite read the name of the store. I found a cat coffee mug. Well, there is a ton of precious moments and a few willow tree. But the more important question is, what's new in the Halloween section today? Well, they have $3 on that flagpole, and it has the flag on it. If that's really all it is for both things, I'll take that home. It does, it's not one piece, but it seems like it's not moving around. It says Happy Halloween. It's not faded. This is actually the front. It's got a black cat. This is so totally going home with me, and replacing the Happy Fall Y'all kind of flag that's currently on the pole up at the top of the driveway. Not at the bottom of the driveway, but up at the top, the one big flag holder. I'll replace it sometime within the next week. I don't mind the fall one being up there a little bit in September, but I needed a Halloween one anyway. There's not much to it. It's not super big, and it's really thin. Otherwise, I would get that for Michelle. Alright, well, the flag and the pole were together, and I did get this $4 spooky Halloween picture frame thing. The Try Me thing works. It lights up. It's kind of pretty cool. The one I have at the house makes sound also, light and sound. I'm coming over here to Food Lion to buy Don some pork rinds. We're getting low. I got to take care of my guy. As I drive over to Whole Foods, I've got 2 things on my mind about the car accident the other night. One is that, what do I think Ruby should have done in that situation? Maybe not today, but in the future, since she'll be driving. She was driving. What would I want her to do? At the very least, I would want her to honk the horn. If she notices movement by the guy, the car behind you, at a significant rate of speed, because there were several seconds he was moving forward, honking the horn would be good. Turning on the flashers to get the other driver's attention, possibly to alert them that, hey, there's a vehicle here, stop or whatever. Possibly even for me, I think we were stopped and he was stopped. You can clearly see it. And I counted 15 seconds. When you're stopped and the guy behind you stopped, you kind of quit worrying about being hit. When you're stopped and people are still coming up behind you, then, you're more likely to be concerned that someone will hit you and you're watching the, mirrors. You're watching the mirrors to make sure the person coming up stops. But since we were stopped, you generally wouldn't continue to, you're just looking for the light to turn green and go. But potentially in that case, since all the vehicles had cleared the intersection, even though we had a red light, I would say I'd want Ruby to have moved forward. As she has clear egress through the intersection, there's no vehicles, no tagged objects moving into her path or whatever, it would have been not dangerous to just have proceeded through the intersection at that point. I understand regulators are going to have an absolute fit, but me as the owner of the car in that case, and of course, my reaction would have been, oh my God, my car's going into the intersection, and put my foot on the brake, in which case I would have overrode the car. So it probably wouldn't have been helpful, but I don't think it hurts a few minutes for us and the engineers to think of, well, what would I wanted the car to have really done in that situation, and did it do that? So, part of the FSD thing is preventing accidents. We've seen amazing videos of the car swerving out of the way of oncoming cars and things coming into the lane and all kinds of stuff. I've never seen one, I don't think, where the car was stopped and then it prevented the accident. So I don't know. I think it's worth a minute to do that. And also, since the gentleman was stopped behind us, I sort of question the pedal confusion response as to what happened. It seems more likely it was a case where, I don't know, in my lifetime I've had my foot on the brake and leaned down on the passenger floor to try to grab something at a light, and your foot can sort of come off the brake, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of what reasons, like you thought you put the parking brake on so you could take your foot off of the brake pedal, but you didn't really hit it, so the vehicle starts picking up speed and then it gains as it goes, and you're looking down at your phone or something, and then you hit the vehicle in front of you. Only because they seem to be already stopped in my questioning. And it doesn't matter, right? Because he admitted fault and, he did all of the right things. So what caused him to run into us, short of, it being a substance abuse issue or, driving impaired issue, and that did not seem to be a factor at any way. I'm not even suggesting that. But I am just still sort of shaking my mind as of, once you're permanently stopped, I get it, you're coming up to the stoplight and instead of hitting the brake, you hit the accelerator more, you pick up speed and you hit somebody maybe for pedal confusion, but I don't know. I'm out here driving today, and is it affecting me? Am I thinking about it? I am a little bit. Nobody's come up behind me fast. It was mostly the big diesel truck that I was parked next to at Guardian Angel that had me contemplating it, because when we were initially hit, I assumed it was a pickup truck that had a huge front grille, kind of like the one I was parked next to. I did look in the rear mirror. There was nobody close behind me at all. I chose to stop. Obviously, going through, the other person did, but the guy behind me was decelerating and not close, so I don't know. I typically tend to stop versus push unless I'm was super late to get Johnny and then watch out. Just depends, I guess. You're supposed to see a yellow and stop when safe, not see a yellow and floor it and go. That is how the rules of the road are written, despite how we may or may not drive. Anyway, I saw Ruby's dent when I put my stuff in the back at Guardian Angel. I was out driving and not super thinking about it, but every time I go to the back and take something in or out, I'm thinking about it, of course. There's a pretty S. Every cold case, refrigerator case, meat department, dairy department, bakery department, you couldn't see anything in there today. They were just all had condensation on them. It's a good thing I knew where stuff was. I'm going to eat my snack and then I'm going to head to the house. It's 2 o'clock, so I'm a little early today. So there was a electronic sign back there that said new traffic pattern starting 9/19. What's today, the 17th or the 18th? It's not today at any point. You can see they've paved here, but need to put the paint back down. So next week when I come through, we should see the new pattern. Okay, I didn't know. I thought all of that construction equipment Don and I ran into this morning was for the sidewalks, and I guess they're messing with the road and not just the sidewalks. Just great. Yeah, I just like had no clue about this. But yeah, now we know. So we'll be staying away from over here for a few days for sure. I just cut into the neighborhood early. I was gonna go up by South Park, but not now.
Well, I'm hoping this is going to be a good news thing. You see this cable right here? Notice the hole. Notice that orange bushing. The cable goes on the hole. The gear shifter is locked. It will not move. I cannot get it to move. I watched the YouTube video and they imply that if I put this cable back on there, I might be okay. Obviously, I have to buy new bushing and stuff. They say it's about 10 bucks. But I don't have a AutoZone right here at the landfill. So y'all wish me luck, and hopefully the next video will be me smiling. Okay, I got it neutral. I had tried it once and it jumped off, the cable jumped off again. So I get basically one click here, and I think it'll click down into drive and I can go. It did. So we're moving. Woo! Thank you. Thank you, Lord. I don't want to put it in reverse for sure. Yeah, so I was able to put it in drive and it's doing fine. But I suspect when the cable tries to move forward, based on the fact that it will be pushing versus pulling, the cable will pop off. In other words, in the pulling it down into drive, that worked, but when you push it forward to go into park, it's probably going to pop off that bushing. And so I've got to basically get one of those bushing kits and then fix it that way. But that was a very interesting little bug. Thank God for YouTube. I mean, there are several YouTubes out there. One was, the first one I found was accurate enough. It's just he failed to describe one of the symptoms that I thought was important, and that's the fact that my button, would not depress. In other words, the button on the gear shift, it absolutely would not go in, not any. So it was mechanically locked out. And he didn't say anything about that. He showed his shifter moving frontwards and backwards like it was no big deal. But it was because the cable popped off. So I don't know what allowed him to do that. But the second video talked about the locked, and he talked about the transmission ears, you know, all the way forward is parked and so forth, and he showed the cable could pop off, and he talked about the button being locked, and so that one was a good one. But also he said that you ought to be prepared ahead of time for this. You can actually drill a small hole in your console and stick a screwdriver through there and press that mechanical button that will undo the lock. But in this particular case, I don't think that's necessary. He was talking about there's several different ways this thing can show up, and the cable popping off is only one of them. So anyway, I'm good. Hopefully I won't have to shift it before I get home, and I'll be good to go once I get that little part and install it. You know, it was very simple. I just had to jack the jack it up just a little bit because you know, classic case, that exhaust pipe ran right by that thing, so I had to keep my forearm well away from that exhaust pipe because the exhaust was very hot. And you know, if it set for a couple hours, it'd be cool, but you know, cutting it off and then 3 minutes later getting up underneath the car, the exhaust pipe was still quite hot, and I didn't burn myself because I knew better.
Don's been to the landfill. I've edited yesterday's video. Meatballs are in the oven, and I'm on step 173 because this one has 1 or 2 parts per step. And I'm going to work on it for a little bit, just while the meatballs cook. I finished this orange side of the door and built the grandfather clock. Next up is a chair and a bed.